Welcome to today's practice. So today we're just going to work with a Vinyasa flow. It's going to encompass a little bit of everything. We'll try and work on the whole body, so shoulders, there'll be some wrists, there'll be some hips, back bends, forwards bends, twists, a little bit of everything. So just enjoy. As always, if something doesn't feel good, feel free to leave it out, modify as you need to. If anything causes pain, you want to stop doing it immediately. And if you like the video, it'd be really helpful if you could like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, if you press notification with the little bell icon, then you'll be informed every time a new video comes up, is uploaded. Okay, so we're going to start in a child's pose. So just come through to the back edge of your mat. Now we're not going to be here for very long, so sit yourself back on your heels. And I like my knees a little wider than hip width, but you can have your knees together if that feels better. Creep your hands forwards and bringing your forehead down onto your mat. And if your forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can always stack your hands one on top of the other. And then make this a really active child's pose. Lengthen back out through your tailbone, creep your arms out in front. You might close your eyes. And just starting to engage with your breath. Whether that's a breath with sound, constriction at the base of the throat, or whether that's just your natural breath is entirely up to you. And then starting to engage straight away with the bandhas. So gently drawing up the pelvic floor, just a gentle toning of the pelvic floor, nothing too intense. And the same with the lower abdomen, a gentle drawing in of the lower abdomen. We'll take 3 more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, bring yourself up onto all fours. So we'll take a couple of rounds of happy cat, angry cat. So you exhale, drop the belly, lift the chin and the tailbone, roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then on your exhale, rounding the spine, tucking your tailbone, bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin and the tailbone. And as you exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Couple more. And then come back through to a flat back. I'm just going to start to circle the spine. Just making some circles with your torso. We'll take this in both directions. And moving as well in any other way that feels appropriate for you. So you could circle kind of in a different plane. And then come back through to your flat back. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the hips forwards of the knees, bend the elbows behind you and come all the way down onto your mat. Let's take a gentle cobra. And then from there, your next exhale will take the hips back towards the heels for child's pose. So we're going to take a couple more of these. Inhale onto all fours. As you exhale, coming down through to your cobra. Or coming down onto your belly and then lifting up for your cobra. And then taking the hips back towards the heels, child. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to come up. Exhale to lie yourself down. Inhale through your cobra. And then exhale, child. And then from there, as you inhale, come up onto all fours. We'll tuck the toes and find our way into downward facing dog. I'm just going to walk my feet forwards a little bit. And then find some movement here. Pad out for your feet. head a little bit of a shake. So from here, as you inhale, float your right leg up behind you, but this time keep the right hip point facing down. Press up through the right heel, just keeping the lower abdomen gently drawing in. And then we'll bend the knee. Bring the thigh through in towards the chest, so you're in high plank, and then you're going to step the right foot through between the hands and inhale your arms up for your high lunge. Couple of breaths here. Just a sense that we're not flaring the ribs, but almost lifting up from the sternum. And then bring your hands into prayer. We're going to take the weight onto the right leg and float the left leg up behind it. So coming through into Virabhadrasana 3. Keeping the chest open. And we're going to soften both knees. Take your left knee behind your right. Float your arms out to the side. So it's like you're coming down into a curtsy. And just hover there. And then we'll straighten the right leg. Take it back into Virabhadrasana 3. And step the left foot back behind you. Take one more breath here in your high lunge. And then release your hands down so you can take it back through a vinyasa, or again, skip the vinyasas. They're all optional. Back into your downward facing dog. So inhaling, floating your left leg up. So again, we're not going to open the hip. Keep your left hip point facing down. Press out through the sole of the left foot. Still drawing down through the right heel. And then we're going to bring the left knee in towards the chest. Press the ground away from us. And step the left foot through between the hands. Inhale your arms up, high lunge. Couple of breaths, just feeling your way into the pose. And then bringing the hands through to the heart centre, maybe stepping your right foot in a little bit and finding your way into your Virabhadrasana 3. Stay long through the body. And we're going to bend the knees, find your way into that floating curtsy. Back through Virabhadrasana 3. Step your right foot back behind you. Back through into your high lunge. Couple of breaths. Hands come down, step back to plank. Coming through to your side plank, right hand to the centre of your mat. Let's roll onto the little toe side of your right foot and extend the left arm up towards the ceiling. You can take the gaze up if you're feeling balanced. If you're feeling wobbly, keep looking down. And we'll take this into fallen triangle. So coming back through to plank, come onto the inside of the right foot, so right arm lifts, and the left leg extends out. You could have the left foot on the floor, or you could work at lifting the left leg. Come back through to your plank, we'll work through a vinyasa. Down, facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Inhale through to plank, left side plank, left hand to the centre of your mat. Right arm reaches up. Again, if you've got your balance, you can take the gaze up. Come back through to plank. Fallen triangle, come onto the inside, big toe side of the left foot. right leg extends out in front of you. Again, you can drop the foot down if you wish. Engage through the core. Your choice, Vinyasa or downwards facing dog. Couple of breaths here, just connect back to your breath if you've lost it. And then as you inhale, float the right leg up behind you. And as you exhale, we'll step the right foot through between the hands, but this time ground the left foot, Virabhadrasana 2 as you come up. So we'll start to add in some movement. Inhale, straighten the right leg, arms come up. Exhale, back to Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee. 2 more. Come back to Virabhadrasana 2 and move through into Parsvakonasana. If you want to take your right forearm to your thigh, you pull your left hand to your waist, you can do. Otherwise, right hand to the floor or brick, reach the left arm out alongside your ear. Lengthen through the whole side body. Inhale, back up through Virabhadrasana 2, find your reverse warrior. And then we'll straighten the right knee for a reverse Trikonasana. The bend back in the right knee, back through your Virabhadrasana 2. Let's pivot on the left foot, hands down either side of your right foot. Your choice, again, as always, Vinyasa or downwards facing dog. Any shoulder issues, Chaturanga is probably not a pose you want to be working with. You can always bring your knees down first, lower yourself all the way to the floor instead of working through Chaturanga. So inhale, float your left leg up behind you. And then as you exhale, we'll step the left foot through between the hands, cartwheel your arms open, Virabhadrasana 2 to your right. Stay soft through the shoulders, keep your left knee tracking out over your toes. And then inhale, straighten the left leg, arms up, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale up, exhale, bend the knee. 3 more. Back into your Virabhadrasana 2. And then Parsvakonasana, your version of. Reaching out through the right fingers. Extend out through the crown of your head. And then inhale, back up through Vira 2. We'll find reverse warrior. Drop your right hand to your thigh. Lengthen out through your left arm, your fingers. And then straightening the left leg, reverse Trikonasana. Just lengthening through the side body. Just try to avoid compression in the lower back. So you can always keep that knee a little bit bent if you need to, or come out of the pose if you need to. Come back through your Virabhadrasana 2. We'll pivot on the right foot, hands frame the left, straight to downwards facing or moving through your Vinyasa. Inhale, floating the right leg up. Exhaling, stepping the right foot through between the hands, dropping down onto your left knee. Make sure your right knee is stacking over your ankle, draw the heart forwards as you inhale, and as you exhale, take the hips back. Inhale, draw it forwards. Exhale, you're just stretching out that right leg. You might need to keep the knee bent a little bit. 2 more. And then inhale, come forwards again. Bring the hands up onto the right thigh. Just find your place in this pose. Pad underneath the left knee if you need to. And then take your arms out to the sides. Bring them together with your left elbow on top. So elbows forwards and up. If this doesn't work for you, you can always just take your hands onto your opposite shoulders instead. Two more breaths. Gently draw in the lower abdomen. You've got that toning of the pelvic floor. And then release your hands. Take your hips back. So we'll straighten the right leg as much as we can. And if that doesn't work for you, the knee stays soft. Flex the right foot. Left hand to the floor. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Try not to let your right hip drop back. So it's kind of drawing forwards and down. Keep the chest open. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand back down. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, folding forwards here. So Ardha Hanuman, your half splits pose. Keep the chest and the spine, chest as open as you can, the spine as long as you can. So rather than trying to touch your knee to your nose, it's like you're trying to draw your navel forwards and down. And if you're comfortable working towards Hanumanasana, you can start to edge the right foot out in front of you and come into your splits pose. So just be mindful, as much as you can, you're trying to draw your left hip forwards and your right hip back. Keep the shoulders soft, try and keep tension out of the body. Just take one more breath. And then bring your hands down, tuck your left toes, and draw that right foot back in. Step it back down, it's facing dog. Pad out the feet if you need to. You can always drop down into your child's pose should you need to. And then we're going to float the right leg up towards the ceiling. This time bend the knee. So rolling your right hip on top of the left. Try not to collapse into the left shoulder. And then square off the hips. Bring that right leg through. And it's like you're about to put it down into pigeon, but not quite. Hover it away from the mat. Couple of breaths. Engage through the core, strong shoulders and arms. And then gently let that right foot come down. So coming through into your pigeon pose, extend your left leg out behind you. You bring that right foot wherever you need to. Square off the hips as much as you can. Couple of breaths here, upright. Again, lifting up through the back of the sternum, shoulders soft. Back of the sternum, back of the heart, the spine even. And then as you exhale, gently come forwards. Take 3 more nice deep breaths here. And then as you inhale, come back up onto your hands. We're going to roll over onto the right hip and sweep that left leg in front of us, coming through into Gopakasana. I'll just pivot around to face the front. So if this pose feels too strong for you, you can sit on a block or a cushion, and you can just extend out the right leg and work with just the left leg bent. Pose is not appropriate for people with hip replacements, but then neither is this practice. So Gomukhasana arms. We'll take the right arm, drop the hand down between the shoulder blades and left hand behind you. Have a couple of breaths upright. Reach up through the crown of the head. Kind of try and point your right elbow in the same direction. And try and make sure both sitting bones are grounded. And then keep your spine nice and long as you exhale. Perhaps you can fold forwards. Stay upright if that option feels better. And then as you inhale, come back through to upright. Release your hands. And then we're going to do either Vinyasa or downwards facing dog. So hands come down, you can step back into your plank and work through Chaturanga and up dog. Or straight into a downwards facing. Okay, so inhale. We're going to float the left leg up behind us. And as you exhale, bring the thigh through in towards the chest. Step the left foot forward. Drop down onto your right knee. Anjaneyasana. We'll find that movement here. Inhale, heart draws forwards. Exhale, we take it back. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. Let's take a couple more. The next time we come forwards, we'll stay there. Stack your knee over your ankle. Pad under the right knee if you need it. Extend your arms out to the sides, and this time left elbow will be on top. Sorry, right elbow will be on top. Elbows forwards now. Again, hold on to your opposite shoulders if that feels better for you. One more breath. And then release your arms, take your hips back, right hand to the floor, left arm extends up. Again, try not to drop over all your weight to your right. So left hip is drawing down and back. Reaching out through the crown of the head, the spine stays long. And then bring that left hand down. Bend the knee as much as you need to. Ardha Hanuman, long spine. Exhale, folding forwards here. Or the full split pose, if that's available to you. And you can always pop something under. I'm always tight on my left side. You can always pop a block or a brick under there if you need to for some support. Bolster is also nice. So it's a balance here for me, being able to come down, but then my hips are nowhere near square. So I want to try and draw my left hip back and my right hip forwards. Always being mindful. Sometimes movement is helpful, sometimes I prefer to stay still. Again, it's entirely up to you. Just listen to your body. Let's take one more breath. And then from there, we'll step it back, down and facing dog. Left leg will float up behind you and we'll bend the left knee. So your left knee points up towards the ceiling. And then square off your hips. So coming through to that pigeon, but hovering your left leg just above your mat. Engaging, building some strength. And then we'll set the left leg down, extend the right leg out behind you. Square off the hips as much as you can. Use support underneath your hips if you need it. Couple of breaths upright. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. And then as you exhale, folding forward. Connect to your breath. Try not to just kind of collapse into the pose and let go completely. Stay connected to the breath. Take one more. Back up onto the hands as we inhale, your choice of Vinyasa or straight to down facing dog. Just finding whatever movement you need to. Now then we're going to soften the knees, look forward, step, jump, float your feet forward between your hands, halfway lift, and then as you exhale, fold in here and have a couple of breaths in this forward bend. So you can hold your shins, you can have your hands to the floor, you can hold behind your ankles, whatever suits you. And just take a little weight into the front of the feet. And then soften the knees, bring the hands to the waist, and as you inhale, come all the way back through to upright. So, grounding down into your feet. Reach up through the crown of the head. And then from there, as you inhale, bring your right leg up in front of you. So we're going to hold the right shin with the left hand, or you can hold the little toe side of the right foot with the left hand and extend the leg. So we're twisting. The right arm reaches out behind us. Try and keep your hips facing forwards. If you have your balance, your gaze is to your right hand. Bring your head back through to centre. Bend the right knee. We're going to come back into that curtsy, so take the right knee behind the left, both knees are bent. And then nice and slowly, we're going to come all the way down onto our mat. So you come in very similar to Gomukhasana, which we did a little bit earlier, but your left foot, if I turn this way, your left foot is down on the mat now, rather than at the top of the foot facing upwards. And then from here, we'll find a twist. Lengthen your spine as you inhale, as you exhale, twisting to your left hand side. Try and keep that left sitting bone drawing down. Each inhale finds length, each exhale takes you into a twist. And then lengthen as you inhale, as you exhale, come back through to centre. So there's an optional arm balance here. You can bring your hands down onto the floor, lift your left hip up and your left thigh onto your upper arm, so it's chaturanga arms, and perhaps you can straighten out your legs there. We'll bend the knees, come back down into our twist, and then your choice, straight back to downward facing, or you can move through your vinyasa. All meeting in downward facing dog. Softening the knees, looking forward, step, jump, float your feet forward between your hands. Halfway lift. As you exhale, fold in. Couple of breaths here again. Just enjoy that forward bend. And then hands to the waist, soften the knees, and come all the way through to upright. Okay, so coming through to that twist to the left this time. So weight onto your right leg, left leg lifts. You can hold your left shin with your right hand and extend your left arm out behind you, or you can hold the little toe side of the foot. And work towards extending that left leg. Reach up through the crown of the head again. If you've got your balance, you can take your gaze to your left. And then bring the gaze back through to centre. I'm going to bend both knees, arms out to the sides, finding that hovering curtsy again. And then coming all the way down onto your mat. So, Ardha Matsyendrasana, I'll just whiz around to face this way to show you. Cradling the right knee with the left hand, taking the right arm behind you, finding that twist. So both sitting bones grounded. Draw down through the right one, lengthen up through the spine, twisting to your right. Lengthen as you inhale, as you exhale, come back through to centre. You can skip this or you can choose to try it. Ekapada Vinyasa. You need to lift your right hip on your upper right arm, kind of roll right thigh on the upper left arm, chaturanga arms, perhaps there you can extend the legs. We'll bend the knees, come back through to our twist, and then from there, downwards facing dog. Pad out. And maybe just give the arms a little bit of a shake. So take one more breath here. And then we just soften the knees, look forwards. And coming through to seated, so you might step through to seated, you might jump through to seated. And from there, lie yourself all the way back down onto your feet. A couple of back bends. So you can work with bridge setu bandhasana. If you want to go straight to wheel, you can. Feet are hip width apart. Try not to turn the feet out. You want to see if you can keep the sides of the feet parallel to the edge of your mat. Ground into the feet, and as you inhale, start to lift up through the hips and the chest. Pass the hands underneath you. Keep the weight in the shoulders, it's not rolling back into the head and the neck. Engage the glutes, the hamstrings. Two more breaths. And then release the hands, slowly bring the spine back down onto the mat. Just take a moment or two to connect to your breath. I'm going to do that one more time. You can repeat your bridge pose if you want to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hands underneath the shoulders. Again, keep the elbows in towards each other, don't let them wing out wide. And then as you inhale, starting to come up. Reaching up through the hips, through the heart. Keeping breathing, two more breaths. So if you've walked your feet in and wheel, you need to walk them out again first. Bring the chin in towards the chest, gently. Bring the spine back down onto your mat. Let it come back into neutral. And then bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop over. So if you find your mind's wandered off, come back to the breath. Just count the breath if need be, just to help to keep you focused. Take the hands behind the thighs, draw the knees in towards each other and then bring them in towards your chest. Apanasana, just have a little bit of a rock from side to side. Cross your ankles, roll yourself up through to seated. Okay, we're going to extend the right leg out in front of us and bend your left leg up behind you. If you do have knee issues and this is problematic, you could try sitting on a block or two, see if that helps. If it doesn't, bring your left leg in front instead. Lengthen the spine as you inhale and as you exhale, fold forward. So bend at the right knee if you need to. Just tighten the hamstring. Again, think about drawing the navel forwards and down rather than just tipping the head down towards the knee. Keeping length in the spine. And then inhale, find your halfway lift. As you exhale, release out. We'll take this into a twist. You could just take your right hand behind you, cradle the knee with the left hand and twist to your right, or you can extend out the right leg and extend out the right arm. Take one more breath. Lengthen as you inhale, as you exhale, come back through to centre. We'll swap it over. Straighten out the left leg, bend up the right leg. So you want knees kind of around about hip width apart, don't have that right knee out too wide. Top of the foot for most people will face down onto the mat. You do need to make sure that your knee and your ankle are comfortable with what you're doing. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, as you exhale, you're folding forwards over your left leg. Again, a little bend in that left knee if you need it. Keep the shoulders soft. Take one more breath. Inhale to your halfway lift, exhale to come out. So again, you can bend up that left leg and take your twist there, or you can straighten out the left leg and straighten out the left arm. Keep reaching up through the crown of the head, connected at the core. One more breath. And then lengthen the spine as you inhale. As you exhale, come back through to centre and release that left foot back down onto the mat. So extend out your right leg. I'm going to take the legs out wide. Feel free to sit on a cushion or a block if you need to. Take your right hand or your forearm, if you can comfortably do that, down to the inside of your right leg. The left arm reaches up. Lengthen now. Tip over to your right hand side. Now you want to be able to look up underneath your upper left arm. What you don't want to do is kind of let the arm drop in front of the face. If you could hold on to the foot doing that, then you can do. But if not, you just stay where you are. And remember, it's about the journey, not about the destination. You can look down if looking up doesn't suit your neck. And then inhale, let's come back through to upright. And we'll do the other side. Left hand or forearm down. Right arm reaches on the inhale. And then as you exhale, just moving into this pose to your own degree. Right, sitting bone drawing down, lengthening through the side body. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back through to upright. Now you don't want to overstretch, so you want to be really mindful. It might be that you can now hitch yourself forwards a little bit. It might not be, you might just stay where you are. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. Again, think about the navel coming forwards and coming through into this pose, just as much as suits you. Again, looking for that stretch in the calves, you might press out through the soles of the feet. Take one more breath. As you inhale, come back through to upright. Turn to face your right leg, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, just folding forwards there. Just be mindful. If it doesn't feel good in your lower back or anywhere else, you can leave it out. Inhale back through to upright, come back through to centre, turn to the left, same thing, nice flat back as you come forwards. If you feel it jamming in your lower back, just come back through to centre and work there. Remember, everyone's structure is different. What is good for one person may not be good for another. And then inhale back through to upright, come back through to centre. One more pose before we come through to our Shavasana. So draw your left foot in towards the groin. We're going to bend up the right leg. This requires quite a lot of flexibility, so belts can be useful. If you have a belt, you can put it around the ball of your right foot, but if you want to leave this out, that's fine. Hold on to the little toe side of your right foot with your left hand and take your left arm down, kind of in between your right shin and your right thigh. So right hand's there, and then we're going to work towards straightening the right leg, and you just might come here. Try and keep the back flat and the chest open as you work. If you have more flexibility, you might be able to straighten the right leg. It's a version of this for Mitrasana. And then we'll bring that right leg back down, we'll come through to the other side. So straighten out the left leg, and the right foot will come in towards the groin. So same thing, bend in the left leg, drop the left hand down to the floor, just between the thigh and the shin. Hold on to the little toe side of the left foot, and maybe you're just going to work halfway there. Reach up through the crown of the head. If the flexibility is there and you can straighten out that left leg, then we can do that. Mindful. And then as you exhale, release down the left foot and release out the arm. And just give the hands a little bit of a shake. You can just reach out through the fingers. And then from there, we're going to lower ourselves all the way down onto our mat. So coming through into our Shavasana. So if you wanted to get a pillow or blankets, just grabbing whatever props you need to help you find comfort, to help you find relaxation. If you wanted to put some soft, relaxing music on, then you could do that. few moments to soften your muscles. Taking this really important time to relax, to renew. Stay here for as long as you need to. Namaste.